Hello. Sorry, I don't know why I was so informal so quickly. It's just strange, isn't it? A monologue. It's such an unnatural speaking pattern. No one really sits and rants to themselves or others in such a manner usually. Well, unless you're making a speech or talking to a therapist. This is not that. Although whoever's written this clearly needs to talk to a therapist, the mad loon. This is a monologue. There, I'm admitting this to be wholly fictitious, a creation for sake of content, an utterly unreal, utterly unnecessary piece of mindless chatter. Not useful outside the realms of entertainment, if one can call this pathetic collage of words entertainment. I'm getting distracted. Well, I'm not actually, as this is a pre-written piece of text that's had several drafts and rewrites. It's just a plot device, you see. A plot device that feels more human in this unnatural style of speech. I've said that phrase already. I'm repeating myself as well. Is that intentional or sloppy writing skills? I'm getting sidetracked. Anyway, the topic of this quite bizarre monologue is the lavatory. I know, not quite a savoury or exciting subject, but one deemed interesting enough by the writer of the script. A whole 1.5 pages of shit about it. Just typical. One of the few times I can narrate my story, and it has to be about the literal crapper. The toilet, in an indoors environment, is always a safe space for me. That being a toilet cubicle. The time I've spent hidden away crying in a stall would amount to a very long and incredibly miserable week if played out in one sitting. I know it sounds pathetic. Really, 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 really pathetic. Especially as a toilet isn't seen as a very nice spot. However, for someone with social anxiety, it's easy to go in and lock the rest of the world out, even if it is for a short while. However, there are many drawbacks. A toilet, for example, isn't very soundproof, so you have to be quite quiet when getting up to antisocial activities. The toilet becomes a strange, unusual environment. The conventions of what is an acceptable conversation shifts, with the general case of female toilets being places of far more friendly open conversations when alcohol has set in. The atmosphere of a Wetherspoon's female convenience late into a night is an experience unlike any other. Messy, noisy, jammed-packed, yet communal in a way that is unlike any other public British space. Whereas, in general, the only real difference to the men's lavatories with the influence of booze is a slightly more slippery floor. A non-gender specific toilet has none of the camaraderie of the gendered ones, but is generally cleaner and lacking in any unnecessarily long queues. However, the toilet is still too much of an annoying social experience. I don't particularly want to talk about outfits with someone I don't know, or how good I or they look. I'm not here to make friends, no matter how often you ask me to take pictures of you and your mates. The cubicle is the safe space, which is why I always get so confused by transphobes worrying about toilets. As long as no one follows me into the cubicle, I don't care who's washing their hands. I understand that men are very scary, however, there's no one at the door to check if you pass as a specific gender before popping in. Transphobes should be more focused on women's safety and apprehending those who attack women, rather than attacking trans women, already a group of women at more risk from men's danger. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. A little bit of politics there. Well, really quite lazy politics. For a writer, there's no real research done or any new ideas surrounding the topic brought into the Discord. I really should have found another word for woman. Back to crying in the toilets for me. Where else would one go? Perfect for when you're out and about, at school or hospital, or even another person's house. Where else can one just go and dissociate for 10 minutes before returning like nothing ever happened? In America, their cubicles have huge slits down the side, which seems very unnatural to give people in the toilet a chance to stare at you as you drop your load. Worryingly, some of the European ones are less toilets and more holes in the floor. I could go on and on about how toilets are considered a place of vulnerability, How dogs stare at their owners as they feel as though they'll protect them whilst they're taking their number twos. How the modern toilet is an ecological nightmare. But I've been in here too long. And I don't wish to rouse suspicion. So I'll leave, for now, but I'll be back. You're never away from a toilet for too long.